Felt the soft vibration of the ground beneath him, like the heartbeat of the planet, or perhaps the heartbeat of the universe itself. Every step he took was mirrored by a gentle pulse in the air, a rhythm that seemed to resonate with his own pulse. He could hear it now, a subtle hum that grew louder as he moved deeper into the chamber of light. The symbols on the walls shifted, almost breathing, rearranging themselves into patterns he instinctively understood without thinking. He realized that this place was not static. It was alive, a sentient construct designed to respond to awareness and curiosity. Each thought, each subtle intention he had, was reflected in the shifting architecture, creating corridors and chambers that seemed custom built for his journey. He took a deep breath, allowing the sensation to wash over him, letting the fear and awe blend into an unshakable sense of purpose. Why me? He whispered to Luna. You asked the question yourself, and the universe answered, she said, her voice calm and unwavering, yet carrying a weight of ancient knowledge. Not everyone has the capacity to perceive this, to understand it. You do. That is why you were chosen. Akira's mind tried to reconcile the impossible. Earthly logic was failing him, yet the truth was undeniable. He had spent his life seeking the unknown, following dreams that seemed intangible, and now he was living those dreams in their most literal sense. The cosmos had responded to his desire, and now he had a responsibility to navigate it. As they moved forward, he noticed a series of transparent panels displaying moving images. They showed histories not of Earth but of other worlds, civilizations that had risen, flourished, and vanished in the span of what felt like moments. Each scene was rich with color, life, and energy, yet also carried a sense of inevitability, a reminder that existence was fragile, transient, and beautiful all at once. Akira was mesmerized. He could feel the rise and fall of civilizations as though they were memories of his own, a connection that transcended time and space. Luna guided him to a bridge made of light, suspended over a sea of what seemed to be pure energy. Every movement of his foot caused ripples to radiate outward, distorting the patterns below, yet the bridge held firm. It was as if the structure knew his intent and accommodated it, bending to his consciousness. You will see things no human has ever seen, Luna said softly. You will understand truths that cannot be taught, only experienced. Akira nodded, swallowing hard. His heart raced with anticipation, and yet there was a calm beneath it, a certainty that he was exactly where he was meant to be. As he crossed the bridge, he felt a subtle shift in perception. Time seemed to slow, and space itself expanded and contracted in waves of light and color. He was aware of the stars, of entire galaxies, not as distant points but as living entities, pulsating with energy, thoughts, and histories. The realization struck him with both terror and exhilaration. He was witnessing consciousness on a cosmic scale. Ahead, a large structure emerged, shaped like a spiral tower stretching infinitely upward and downward, as if connecting dimensions. The surface shimmered, reflecting fragments of the universe around it. Akira could sense that this tower held knowledge, secrets, and perhaps the power to traverse realities. Luna gestured toward it, inviting him to ascend. He stepped inside and felt the atmosphere change. Gravity seemed to fluctuate subtly, as if acknowledging his presence. The walls were lined with streams of light, each containing information, memories, or messages from distant worlds. Akira could not comprehend them entirely, yet fragments of understanding seeped into his mind like water into sand. He understood the rise of civilizations, the patterns of stars, the language of light itself. And then, in the center of the chamber, he saw a sphere of pure energy, rotating slowly, radiating warmth and knowledge. As he approached, he felt a connection, a recognition that went beyond thought. The sphere seemed to respond to his very being, expanding and contracting in time with his heartbeat. He realized that this was not merely an object. It was a consciousness, ancient and immense, aware of him as he was of it. Can I understand it? He asked. You already do, Luna replied. Not fully, not yet, but enough to begin. Learning here is not passive. You must engage, feel, and become part of it. Akira reached out, and the moment his fingers touched the sphere, a flood of sensations overwhelmed him. He felt histories, entire lifetimes of beings, the rise and fall of stars, the birth of galaxies. His mind expanded, merging with the knowledge and consciousness of the sphere. He could see his own world from afar, Earth small and fragile, Nalas, yet brimming with potential. He felt the connection between all things. the delicate balance of existence, and the weight of his own role in that balance. Time lost meaning. He wandered through visions of planets covered in oceans of light, forests that glowed with bioluminescent energy, cities built from crystal and thought. Every step revealed new wonders, new truths, and yet the sense of mystery never left him. The universe was infinitely more vast, complex, and alive than he had ever imagined. At some point, he realized he was not alone. Other beings moved beside him, ethereal entities of light and energy, guiding, observing, yet never obstructing. They acknowledged him with gestures that felt like understanding, a silent communication that bypassed language entirely. Akira felt a profound sense of belonging, yet also a humbling awareness of the infinite scale of existence. Hours seemed to pass in moments, and yet every instant was rich, layered, and meaningful. He explored galaxies, witnessed the subtle interactions of matter and energy, felt the emotions and intentions of entire civilizations, and understood patterns that spanned eons. Luna was always there, a calm presence, guiding him without words, letting him discover, yet always ensuring he did not lose himself in the immensity of it all. Eventually, they reached a plateau overlooking a massive celestial convergence. Stars collided and merged in a slow, graceful dance, their energies intertwining, creating new worlds in the aftermath. Akira felt a deep resonance, a profound understanding that creation itself was a dialogue, an ongoing exchange of energy, intention, and consciousness. The beauty was overwhelming, almost too much to bear, yet it filled him with purpose, hope, and humility. Luna's voice echoed softly. This is what you have been seeking. But remember, understanding comes with responsibility. What you learn here will shape not just you, but everything you touch when you return. Akira nodded, though he wasn't sure if he fully grasped the meaning. Yet deep inside, he understood that this journey was not about answers, but about connection between himself, the universe, and the endless possibilities waiting to be discovered. He looked out over the swirling galaxies, feeling both insignificant and essential. He was a traveler, an observer, a participant in the vast cosmic narrative, and yet he had only just begun. The journey ahead promised wonders unimaginable, dangers unperceived, and truths that would challenge everything he thought he knew. And still, amidst the awe and the vast unknown, a spark of excitement ignited within him. A promise that every discovery would bring him closer to understanding, closer to the dream that had pulled him beyond Earth. The light around Akira began to shift, morphing into patterns that seemed almost alive. He felt as if the universe itself was observing him, evaluating and welcoming him into its vast network of consciousness. Every star, every particle, every subtle flicker of energy pulsed in synchronization with his own awareness. He felt the rhythm, understood the cadence, and for the first time realized that he was not just witnessing existence, he was part of it. Luna walked beside him, her presence a steady anchor amidst the infinite. The universe communicates not in words, but in patterns, in sensations, in the echoes of thought, she explained. Akira's mind expanded as he absorbed her words, feeling the truth in them resonate deep within him. He could sense the invisible threads connecting everything: stars to planets, planets to life, life to thought, thought to the cosmos. The connections were intricate, beautiful, and delicate, yet undeniably powerful. As they moved forward, they arrived at a vast expanse of energy, stretching in all directions. He could feel the hum of countless civilizations, ancient and young, their histories layered one atop another like sedimentary rock, each layer vibrating with its own distinct frequency. He realized that every action, every choice, every thought had ripples far beyond comprehension. The responsibility of awareness weighed upon him, yet it was accompanied by exhilaration, by the profound realization of the magnitude of his own consciousness. Akira reached out, letting his hand graze the flow of energy. The moment he touched it, he felt memories and sensations not his own flood his mind. Civilizations rising from nothing, evolving in harmony with their worlds, then eventually fading, leaving only echoes of their brilliance. He felt their triumphs and their mistakes, their joys and sorrows, and understood that existence was not about permanence, but about contribution, about interaction with the grand tapestry of life. Every world has its purpose, Luna's voice echoed. Every life, every star, every thought contributes to the whole. You are now part of that story, Akira. Your journey will shape more than you realize. They moved deeper into the expanse, and Akira began to notice smaller phenomena, orbs of light that danced along unseen currents, streams of color that flowed like liquid thought, and structures that appeared organic yet geometric, alive yet precise. Each element seemed to react to his perception, bending subtly to accommodate his attention, almost as if the universe was teaching him through experience rather than explanation. Hours passed, though time here seemed fluid, almost meaningless. He felt stretched across moments and distances, aware of multiple events occurring simultaneously. He saw worlds in their infancy, planets being shaped by raw energy, atmospheres forming, oceans settling, life taking root. He saw civilizations interacting, communicating across light years, their collective intelligence weaving complex webs of connection that transcended space and time. Luna guided him toward a spiral formation of light that rose infinitely, twisting and turning like a cosmic staircase. This will take you deeper, she said, further than your mind has ever dared to explore. Akira ascended, each step taking him through visions of creation itself. He saw stars erupt in brilliant supernovas, planets collide and reform, black holes bending the very fabric of reality. He understood, in a visceral way, that the universe was in constant motion, a symphony of energy and consciousness, and that he was now an integral note in that symphony. At the summit of the spiral, a massive crystalline sphere floated, radiating warmth and knowledge. Akira felt drawn to it, as though it called him specifically. As he approached, the sphere pulsed, emitting waves of information, sensation, and emotion. He could feel the essence of countless beings, their thoughts merging into a coherent resonance that sang to his very soul. He reached out, touching it gently, and the flood of understanding intensified. He saw the interconnectedness of all things, planets influencing one another, civilizations sharing knowledge in invisible ways, the rise and fall of empires as natural rhythms within the cosmic order. He felt an overwhelming sense of humility, but also empowerment. His existence, his choices, his perception now mattered in ways he had never imagined. You are more than a witness now, Luna said softly. You are a participant, an agent of awareness. Your consciousness can influence, shape, and connect, but with that comes responsibility. Akira nodded, absorbing the weight of her words. He understood that knowledge without action was meaningless, and yet action without understanding could be catastrophic. He felt the delicate balance of wisdom and courage that would guide him forward. As he explored further, he noticed an anomaly, a small cluster of energy that seemed unstable, chaotic, yet contained potential. Luna gestured for him to approach. This represents possibility, she explained. Every choice you make, every step you take, shapes outcomes that even the cosmos cannot fully predict. This is the challenge and the gift. Akira reached out, and as he interacted with the energy, he felt potential branching into infinite directions. Futures unfolded and collapsed, possibilities shimmering like threads of light, intertwining and diverging. He realized that his role was not passive observation, but active engagement. His curiosity, his insight, his courage, all would ripple outward, influencing worlds, thoughts, and consciousness across unimaginable distances. The chamber around him shifted, showing him visions of Earth again. He saw his own planet from afar, fragile yet vibrant, teeming with life unaware of the cosmic web it was part of. He understood that he was both separate and deeply connected, that his journey here would eventually reflect back upon his home world. A soft resonance, like a chord of understanding, reverberated through him. He felt the pulse of life, the rhythm of creation, and the infinite complexity of interwoven existence. Luna's presence remained constant, guiding, comforting, yet allowing him freedom to explore, to learn, to grow. He began to walk through the cosmic landscape, encountering beings of light and energy, each offering glimpses of experience and understanding. He felt empathy, intelligence, creativity, and emotion from beings that were not like humans, yet carried familiar essence. Every encounter expanded his mind, sharpened his perception, and deepened his awareness of the infinite possibilities inherent in life and consciousness. The vastness of the universe no longer intimidated him. Instead, it inspired awe and determination. Akira realized that his own mind and spirit were capable of growth beyond any prior conception. Each step, each interaction, each pulse of energy around him became a lesson, a connection, a doorway into greater understanding. Hours continued to pass. though it was impossible to measure them in human terms. Akira became increasingly attuned to the rhythms of the cosmos, moving with purpose, yet surrendering to the flow, balancing curiosity with mindfulness. He felt the weight of the knowledge he absorbed, yet it invigorated him, spurring him to explore further, understand deeper, and connect more fully with the universe around him. Akira continued to move through the cosmic expanse, each step revealing patterns and phenomena that defied human comprehension. Streams of luminescent energy stretched across the void, spiraling in harmony with distant celestial bodies. The more he observed, the more he realized that the universe itself was alive, not just in a poetic sense, but in the most literal way. Consciousness flowed through galaxies, stars pulsed with awareness, and even empty space seemed to hum with latent intelligence. He reached a plateau overlooking a massive nebula, its colors shifting and blending like liquid fire. Waves of radiant energy rippled through the clouds, carrying the histories of worlds born and civilizations lost. Akira felt a deep resonance, a connection that transcended sight and sound. He understood that every star, every planet, every being contributed to the infinite symphony of existence, each note both fragile and indispensable. Luna's voice came to him softly. This is what the universe wants you to see, not for curiosity alone, but for understanding. You are now part of its dialogue. Akira nodded, feeling the gravity of her words settle into his mind. He walked along the edge of the nebula, watching as new stars ignited and planets coalesced from clouds of cosmic dust. He saw entire ecosystems forming in the blink of what seemed like seconds, each perfectly balanced, yet constantly evolving. Life, he realized, was a dialogue with the universe itself, a reflection of energy interacting with energy. Ahead, he noticed a sphere of shimmering light hovering in the void. It pulsed rhythmically, drawing him closer. As he approached, he felt an intense surge of awareness. Memories, sensations, knowledge, not his own, flowed into him in waves. He glimpsed the rise of civilizations on distant planets, witnessed the delicate balance of ecosystems, and understood the choices that led to survival and growth. The sheer magnitude of interconnectedness overwhelmed him, yet it was accompanied by clarity. This is incredible, Akira whispered, his voice almost lost in the vastness around him. Yes, Luna replied, her gaze steady. You are seeing the universe as it truly is, not separate, not indifferent, but deeply interconnected. Every action has resonance. Every thought matters. Akira reached out, touching the sphere. Instantly, he felt visions of Earth flood into his consciousness. The oceans, forests, cities, and people, all fragile, yet vibrant, full of potential. He realized that his own journey was not just about exploration, but about bridging understanding between his world and the infinite beyond. As he continued to explore, he encountered beings of pure light, their forms constantly shifting, yet somehow familiar. They did not speak in words, yet their presence conveyed wisdom, empathy, and curiosity. Akira interacted with them, feeling his own consciousness expand, learning not through explanation, but through direct experience. He grasped ideas that would have taken decades to understand in human terms, concepts about energy, consciousness, and the delicate threads that connected every aspect of existence. Hours passed, or perhaps minutes, time being fluid in this realm, and Akira began to feel the weight of his newfound knowledge. The vastness of the universe could be intimidating, yet he was not afraid. Instead, he felt responsibility, purpose, and a profound sense of awe. He understood that he was a link, a messenger, a traveler whose experiences could influence not just his own world, but countless others. Luna guided him to a bridge of pure light, leading to an archway that shimmered with infinite colors. Through here lies understanding, she said. Not just observation, but the ability to interact with and shape the universe. Are you ready? Akira felt a surge of anticipation and certainty. He stepped forward, crossing the threshold, and immediately sensed a shift in perception. Time, space, and consciousness became malleable. He could feel probabilities, potentialities, and choices unfurling before him. Each decision he imagined sent ripples outward, subtly altering the flow of energy around him. He realized the magnitude of his role. He was not merely witnessing, he was participating. Within the archway, a vast chamber of flowing light stretched endlessly. Panels of energy displayed moments from countless worlds, histories intertwining and overlapping. Akira could see civilizations rising, interacting, and fading, yet each contributing to a greater harmony. The depth and complexity of existence became almost tangible, and he felt simultaneously insignificant and integral. He walked deeper, absorbing the knowledge, sensing the patterns, feeling the resonance of life itself. Luna's presence remained a constant guide, her calm wisdom supporting him without restricting his freedom. He understood that learning here was not passive. It required engagement, mindfulness, and courage. Akira paused to observe a cluster of stars forming new planetary systems. He felt the potential of life on these worlds, the choices that would shape their development. His mind expanded further, integrating what he had learned into a profound understanding. The universe was not chaotic. It was coherent, dynamic, and deeply responsive to consciousness. Finally, as the final glow of distant galaxies washed over him, Akira felt a sense of completion for this stage of his journey. The knowledge he had gained, the connections he had made, and the experiences he had absorbed had transformed him fundamentally. He was no longer simply a man gazing at stars. He was a participant in the living cosmos, a traveler whose understanding bridged Earth and the infinite beyond. Luna turned to him, her form shimmering with light. This is only the beginning, Akira. You have witnessed much, but there is still far more to explore. Remember what you have learned here. Carry it with you, let it guide you, and prepare yourself for the journey ahead. Akira nodded, feeling the weight of her words settle into his consciousness. He looked out over the expanse of stars, planets, and energy, feeling both humbled and invigorated. His dreams had led him here, beyond Earth, into the infinite unknown. And now, armed with experience, understanding, and an unbreakable connection to the cosmos, he was ready for what came next. He took a deep breath, feeling the pulse of the universe within him, and stepped forward, leaving the first chapter of his journey behind, knowing that the story was far from over. The universe awaited, vast, alive, and endlessly mysterious, and Akira was ready to meet it fully.